We saw different properties of electromagnetic waves, right? Now we'll see the most important thing, the electromagnetic spectrum. See, electromagnetic spectrum varies to a very big extent. Okay, so when I'm talking about very big extent, meaning the frequency and wavelength is extremely high to extremely small values. Okay, so we'll see the electromagnetic spectrum in the order of increasing order of wavelength. Okay, that means the smallest wavelength to the biggest wavelength. Alright, now the smallest wavelength will have the highest frequency and the biggest wavelength will have the least frequency, right? So we'll start with gamma ray. See, gamma ray has the least wavelength and highest frequency. Okay, now then comes X-rays, then comes UV rays, and then visible light, then infrared, microwaves and radio waves. Okay, now as you're looking at the table, see the increasing order of the frequency and the decreasing order of wavelength. So these two are two different things. They're inverse of each other, obviously, because the speed remains the same, correct? For all the electromagnetic waves, the speed is the same. That is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Whether it's light, gamma ray, radio wave, whatever it is, the speed is the same. Okay. Now this particular table, that is the table of wavelength and frequency, this is very, very important, because see, they might ask you that 5 into 10 to the power of 14 comes in which particular electromagnetic spectrum. So you should be able to know that this frequency comes under which electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, so looking at this, see, they've given you that, see, take an example of radio waves. The wavelength of radio wave is what? 10 to the power of minus 5 to 10 to the power of 5. That's what they've given, right? So it's a huge range, correct? 10 power minus 5 to 10 power 5 meter is extremely high. Now the same thing go with gamma ray. We have 6 into 10 to the power of minus 13 to 10 power minus 11. That's extremely small. Now if you keep looking at that, light occupies a very, very, very small part of electromagnetic spectrum. See, look at the wavelength of light. It's just 4 into 10 power minus 7 to 8 into 10 power minus 7. It's very, very, very less. Now this is the whole electromagnetic spectrum. So all the wavelength and all the frequencies are very important. Make sure you remember these values for frequency and wavelength.